You know what would be better than watching this commercial? Watching your commercial. Join the party that is Make Your Day Richer TV by advertising your brand, business, or project during the show. Use us to promote what you're doing to make our viewers' day richer. Scan the QR code or visit makeyourdayricher.com/advertising to start promoting today.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. I am your host, Richard Wilmore. And I hope you had a great weekend. I hope it was relaxing. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. Mine was perfect. It was quiet. It was enjoyable. This weekend, I got all the Christmas decorations up, which takes 2 days for me. There's a lot happening inside and outside, but we're ready. We're ready for Santa. So there you go. We've got, thanks to Podmatch, our new friends at Podmatch, we've been recording so many great interviews from people we are finding with our partnership with them. I already did one this morning before this show, got 3 more after this. And so I'm really excited to introduce you to all the amazing people that will be coming on this show in the coming weeks. And we've got people scheduled into January. It's very exciting. And that's how we get to 84,000 views and downloads of this show. So thank you, everyone. That's where we're at right now. Help us get to, I want 100,000 views by the 1st of January. So I think it's very obtainable if you help us. So if you're watching this right now, just click share right now. Click share and be like, watch this episode. It's so good. And then we'll get to 100,000 and it'll be the best 2025 of my life. All right. What else? It's Cyber Monday. You know, we were just talking about this thing before the show about Black Friday, like not really being a thing anymore. And when I was a kid, it was myself, my mom, my Aunt Penny, and my grandma. And we would all go in our minivan, and I would drive us from northern Wisconsin to Minnesota to Duluth, and we would leave at like 3:00 in the morning on Black Friday. And that's when you would get all the things in the paper and you'd circle and you'd have a plan. And we would spend 2 days shopping in Duluth at every store, getting every sale. And then the next day we'd go and return the stuff that we got cheaper at another store. It was a whole process, but it was like the best days of my life. And we would listen to Christmas music and we'd drink coffee and just laugh. And everyone was so nice. But that was before the internet. And now Black Friday specials start before Thanksgiving. And like they're like Halloween and it's Black Friday specials. And so like the novelty of it has kind of fallen away, and it makes me so sad. It was such a special time. And they were saying, of course, that Black Friday sales are down. And of course, it's because you have everything already on sale 3 weeks ago and online. So Cyber Monday, of course, and we have put together, I'm very excited about this, we have put together a gift guide for you. So if you go to makeyourdayricher.com/shop, there is a gift guide that I have curated of everything, and we're going to continue to build on it all year long, really. But it's literally things that I use every day in my life that I love, that I have given as gifts, that I have received as gifts, or that I just have bought myself because I love it so much. So one of them, on Friday, I showed you my new coffee machine, which is on that list as well. It is from Ninja. It's the Luxe Cafe. Well, let me tell you, this thing over the weekend, I don't know how much coffee I have had, but the first night that we used it, we didn't sleep because we were making espressos. We were making regular coffee. You can make hot chocolate in it. We made espresso martinis. It was so fun. But this is the coffee that I'm using in it that I love. I've been using this for a couple of years now. It's Mount Comfort Coffee. on the list. 2.5 pounds is what I order. Really, really great coffee. And they have all different kinds, of course. But go take a look. MakeYourDayRicher.com/shop and order some stuff for yourself, for gifts, anything you want. So thank you for that, for purchasing that. If you go and buy it, I appreciate that. And hopefully you'll find some good stuff on that list. All right. This coming up weekend, I have a big weekend coming up, and I need y'all to show up for this on Sunday. This coming Sunday, the Waxhaw Christmas Parade. It has been a dream of mine, on Thanksgiving, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and Katie Couric's there, and she's talking about all the floats. I get to do that on Sunday, thanks to my friends at the Waxhaw Parks and Rec. And so if you're in the area, come to the Christmas Parade Sunday afternoon, I believe from 3 to 5. It's going to be really, really fun. Myself and like 4 or 5 other people will be there. And I have a very fun Christmas shirt. So we'll see you on Sunday in Waxhaw, North Carolina. And then on Saturday, I am emceeing a senior citizen brunch / bingo afternoon. Let me tell you. I have hosted a game show before, but really my goal in life, I would love to host a game show. And I love playing bingo. So that's going to be really fun. There are like 200 seniors in the area coming to this thing, and Santa's going to be there. It's going to be so fun. Oh, I love this time of year. What else do I have to tell you? I just want to say happy birthday to Debbie. Debbie was on this show, I don't know, a month ago or so. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Debbie. Go check out her episode, buy her book called Beyond the Ordinary. Okay, what else? I think that's it. December 1st hit, and here in South Carolina, it's freezing. It's now 20-some degrees in the morning and at night. I'm not super okay with that. I think today it's supposed to be a high of 45. Yesterday was nice enough. I put out the outside decorations, and then we have some plants, outdoor plants that are doing really well. And I'm trying not to kill them. And so I put them in the garage when it's cold, and I put them out when it gets sunny. But one is this giant, I don't even know what it is. I don't know any plants names, but it's some sort of viney thing, and it's not dying. And my goal is to keep it alive during the winter. And then people say, we'll bring it inside. But now I feel like since it's been outside, there are gross bugs in the dirt in the pot, and I don't want it inside. And then those little does anybody have problems with those little natty bug things when you plant inside? How do you fix that? You can't. You have to repot it, is what my friend Rachel tells me. I don't like that. All right, that's it. We have a really, really good show today. Clementine Moss is here, which is very exciting. And she has a new book called From Bonham to Buddha and Back. She's in a Led Zeppelin cover band. She also has her own music. She has a new album that's coming out. Her first single from that album comes out next week. And hopefully we'll get some, not today, but I'll ask her, and maybe we'll get to play some for you on a different show. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Clementine, who has the best name in the entire world. And we'll talk to her. All right? So don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Tired of harsh chemicals in your home? Let's change that. At EcoGlow Cleaning, we bring eco-friendly expertise right to your doorstep. We will make your day richer by bringing a glow to your home or office. For over 20 years, EcoGlow Cleaning has been the trusted choice for professional cleaning services in the Charlotte area. From deep cleaning to regular maintenance, EcoGlow Cleaning offers a wide range of services. All services are tailored to your needs and schedule. Our eco-friendly products ensure a healthy and safe environment for you and your family, including your pets. For a free quote, visit our website at www.ecoglowcleaning.com or give us a call at 704-777-9768. EcoGlow Cleaning is a proud sponsor of Make Your Day Richer TV.
We're back, everybody. We're here with Clementine Moss. Clementine, you have, I'm pretty sure, the best name ever.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have siblings with other pretty names like that as well, or are you the only child?
No, my sister beats me in the name game. Her name is Daphne, and she married a man whose last name is Peace, Peace.
Stop.
Yeah, so she wins.
Do your parents have unique names, or were they just...
Actually, yeah, my mom's name is a little unique. It's a Greek name meaning the sea, so it's Daria.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. You're probably the only Clementine in your class.
Yes.
I love it. Love it. When did you get into music?
So I took my first, I had a little bit of a musical background as a child. Like I played piano and, sang in the choir and all that stuff. And then I took my first drum lesson when I was 27 years old and not intending to be a musician at all.
Wow.
And it launched me into this life that I've been living now for all of this time.
So wait, why did you take the drum lesson in the first place?
Yeah. So I was living in New York City and I moved there to write. I went to school for writing and I considered myself a writer. And I just, I kind of was looking for I felt like I hadn't lived. And so I was looking for community and looking for some other creative outlet that I could be in, collaboration with other people. And and I had musicians in my orbit, and I don't know, I took that drum lesson and drums just made sense to me. So from then on, I just chose that. Yeah.
That has always been a dream of mine, is to learn the drums.
Really?
Like I wanted to, like I was in band or whatever. I got kicked out of band actually in middle school.
Oh no, why?
I was playing the trumpet, but I didn't really understand it and I didn't want to take the time to practice. So what I would do is I had a piece of paper and I would draw 3 circles and I would color in the circles that had to be pressed. And so I'd go to band and that's how I would play. And then the band teacher, Mr. Bodine, caught on and was like, you have to practice. And I was like, I'm very busy watching talk shows and talk show host. I cannot do this. And so then he switched me to a different instrument and then I wasn't doing that either. So he said, you just have to go back to class. You can't be in band.
Oh, that's a shame.
I should have taken up the drums because that's really what I've always wanted to learn. So I'm kind of jealous.
It's never too late. This
is true. This is true. I'm 40 now, so maybe in my 40th year I can learn.
Well, my mom had her first piano recital in her 70s.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you come from a late blooming creative family, or?
I'm kind of the oddball, although my nephews are both now playing drums.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So, and then I found out that, and I found this out fairly recently, that I have a great uncle who had his own big band in New York City. He was a drummer and he had an orchestra. And I didn't know that. So
that's amazing.
I later on found out like, oh, I'm not just the complete oddball in the family. Yeah.
It's just your entire family is a bunch of oddballs and that's what makes it fun.
Right.
That's so great. What did you learn? I mean, you said you were like looking for that sense of community and collaboration. Why was that important to you? And what did you learn from being in a space like that?
Yeah, one of my earliest memories that I love was having 2 best friends in elementary school, and we used to write songs together. Ooh. And we used to write what we called, operettas. We do little skits and have songs. And I just remember being carried away with that. And so I had experienced what it feels like to be with other people, and just the ideas are just moving so quickly. And, I really loved that. And I love writing. And as a writer, however, you really are just in your own head. you're in a room with a piece of paper and a pencil. And I was in my early 20s and I was trying to figure out who I was. And I looked at the people, I had a lot of musicians in my orbit, and I looked at the people working with other people. And I thought, these people get to travel, they get to have this, this shared creative outlet. And it just looked wonderful to me. And, being in bands now for so long, I love the mind reading that happens in creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the band you're in now? And then because I think it's very interesting, because you come off as and we're going to talk about that, about your spiritual practice and how you stay grounded. But tell everybody the type of band you're in.
So I'm in a Led Zeppelin band. The name of the band is Zepparella. Zepparella. We've been around almost 20 years. And we play all over the country. Looks like maybe we'll get to Europe next year if everything goes well. So yeah, and I'm the drummer in the band. So I'm playing John Bonham's drum parts. And yeah, I guess it seems funny because, John Bonham was known for being an extremely heavy-hitting, powerful, dynamic player. And personally, he was very sweet, but I guess when he had too much to drink, he was, quite a wild person. So it seems a little antithetical to me as the spiritual counselor in my life. But, I grew up listening to rock and roll. My dad was a great fan of, the Rolling Stones and rock and roll music. So it's kind of in my blood. So when I started playing drums, especially so late, I gravitated to what I knew and what really spoke to me. And I find the power of drumming, and I think for a while I was trying to tap into kind of aggressiveness when I played drums, but over time I see that if I tap into joy and I tap into freedom and the feeling of connecting with other people, that gives me even more power and energy and stamina. So it's kind of the same energy in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell that with people who get nervous about coming on shows like this or being in front of crowds. I'm like, you change that nervousness and that anxiety into excitement, and how can you reframe that? Because it's the same thing.
It's the same
just
thing.
The way you're thinking about it. When you think of bands like Led Zeppelin, all those types of bands, you think, drugs, sex, and rock and roll, and what they were all doing. And then we come to meet you, and you're very grounded.
I've had my moments.
I bet, yeah. That's the second episode of this. This is but it's so important to you to have a spiritual practice, to stay grounded, and those are so opposite. So can you talk about that a little bit, about why that's important to you and how you got into that?
Yeah. Well, I started meditating in my 20s and, went to my first kind of, big silent meditation retreat, shortly after I started playing drums. So it's always kind of gone hand in hand. I have to say that I have gone down those roads of, the wild part of rock and roll. And I think that what we're looking for when we go down those roads is we're looking for escape from things. We're looking for escape, right?
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
Period. Yeah. We're looking for escape from ourselves. And I realized at some point that I had a real feeling within myself of unworthiness, that I just wasn't, at my core, I wasn't good enough. And when I started to sit on the meditation mat and be confronted with that feeling, the thing with meditation is what you're doing is you're sitting and you're stepping right into the center of it, and you're allowing yourself to be in the middle of it.
Mhm.
And over time, and then I would get off the meditation mat and go have a weekend of shows and, feel like, okay, good, I get to escape, right? And then coming back and, that over time, kind of going back and back into those difficult things and doing a lot of, personal work to understand, why don't I feel like I'm worthy? Why don't I like myself? Why do I have this negative voice? All of those things, all of the spiritual insight inquiry that I've done over the years. And now what I've found is that, and this is through the benefit of meditation, is that if I can really, like almost look forward to when those feelings rise up, because I know exactly how to step right into the center of it and use it for my advantage, use it to my advantage. How can I be so vulnerable here? How can I really feel what I really don't want to feel? And I find that it gives me more and more and more freedom over time. So, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's
Yeah,
where I've
100%.
come with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I also want to know what it's like. So you have that, when you're on the mat and you're alone, and then you're out in front of who knows how many people at a
Mhm.
venue playing. I always wonder every time I go to a concert, like, what does that feel like to have everybody in the room who's there for you, who's singing the songs that you're singing, who thinks that the song you're singing was written for them,
Mhm.
oftentimes, like,
Mhm.
what does that feel like?
Um, I think what happens is it's not me. It doesn't become about me, right? I get to let go of Clem, and I get to be in the vibration of the feeling of the one thing that's happening, and that's why music is magic, because
Mhm.
those sound waves are entering everybody's ears and their cells, and we're all vibrating in the same way. And we let go of ourselves, and we can just be really fully in that moment of real connection. I felt like during the pandemic, when there weren't shows and everything got more and more and more chaotic and divided, I just kept thinking, everybody needs to go to a big rock concert and just
Yes,
like
that's what
be
yes.
together, be together and be like, let your molecules mingle with people that don't
Mhm.
think the way that you think all the time, and to realize we really are in one vibration here.
Yeah.
And music is is a great way for us to understand that.
Mm. How can people follow the band and know where you're playing and go see you?
Zepparella.com. My website is clemthegreat.com. And, I wrote a book that talks a lot about the connection. When you ask, what are you thinking about when you're behind the drums? Like, that's what I talk about in the book, what it's
Yeah.
like to be on that drum seat, and all of the lessons I learn on the meditation mat that I carry onto the drum seat, and vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about the book. It's called From Bonham to Buddha and Back.
Mm-hmm.
Great title. Great title.
Thanks.
Where is that available? And what made you think, you know what, it's time for me to write a memoir? Because memoirs are so personal, obviously, and you really have to dig deep into yourself to really tell us the correct story or your version of the story.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It's available on Amazon, and I read it, so it's on Audible as well, so you
Cool.
can listen to it as well. And then on my website. And I had started writing in about 2016. I started writing a blog, and I would get back from a weekend of shows, and I would just write about what it's like to, be a contemplative person and then go out into the world, interact with so many people, and have to deal with all the frustration and irritation, and being presented with, let's have a glass of whiskey after the show, and, all of these things. And so I started writing about that connection between my two lives. And in the pandemic, I thought, oh, okay, I guess I'll put I'll just put these together and make a book. And then I started doing that, and I thought, wait a minute, I think it needs more context. So I wrote a lot about the path that I took to decide at 27 to completely change things up and become a musician.
How did that writing process change you? And did you learn anything about yourself during that?
I learned that I'm very, very bad with timing and the order of things. Like, I thought everything happened in a certain, and yesterday I was like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Maybe it was wrong. Maybe I was wrong in the book, but, it's whatever. So I'm bad about timing.
That sounds like a genetic thing, because
Yeah.
your family is kind of, that's not your fault.
Yeah, blame it on somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest thing I think I learned was that, wow, like, I thought I had all of these disparate parts of myself, and really it's just all one thing. I've been on this one path of self-exploration, and, I think trying to figure out how to be, the most open-hearted person that I can be in the world. I think that's ultimately what we're kind of here to learn, So,
Yeah. Who would you say the book is for?
I think it's for a couple different people. I think it's for people who, are trying to understand what it's like what the purpose of contemplative practice is, right? Because we have this idea, we sit on the meditation mat, we do this thing because we're supposed to do it, right? It's supposed to be good for us. And we don't really understand how it translates into our life once we go out the door and get stuck in traffic and, and live our lives. Like, what really is the benefit of learning that kind of non-reactivity? So I think it's a good illustration of that. I think it's for people, some people just like to know, like you said, you go to a concert and you think, what's it like up there? Like, what's it like to play that instrument, to really get inside of an instrument? I had a friend who read the book, and I asked her, do I talk too much about drumming? The mechanics? She's like, I love to read about something I don't know how to do. And so there's that. And then, my dad died before he ever saw me play drums. And he was a big influence on my musical career. And so there's some meditations, some thoughtful pieces in there, I think, about the way that we deal with the unfinished business, I think, of in our lives. So there's some of that in there as well.
Make sure you go get the book. It's called From Bonham to Buddha and Back. What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh, gosh. I love that I feel like most of the time I'm kind of swimming in gratitude for, for the, I don't know, for being able to recognize those things in life that are super valuable. I don't own things. I live kind of, like money has never been my strong suit, and, big success and all that stuff. And I see how little all of that matters, because in a daily life, I have things that I'm passionate about, and my creativity is in a flow, and that's the most valuable thing to me, and the love I have and support of my life. Yeah.
So I tell everybody that you have to find some sort of creative outlet. It doesn't have to take up your entire life. It doesn't have to be but like, whether it's painting, meditation, music, dance, like, you have to find something, because it will completely change your life.
It's amazing to, to wake up in the morning and just think about that thing, like, I have this idea for this thing, and it's like rolling around in your head. That happens to me with a piece of writing that I'll do. I'll be sitting there, I'll go to a concert and I'll be watching a band and I'll be composing in my head. Or, I have a friend who she gets obsessed with these little art projects, and she got really obsessed with this beautiful thing that you put flowers and wax and you make these beautiful paintings. And she said, I was obsessed with it. I would just wake up in the morning and just think, like, what can I put in the wax? And, that kind of, like, it takes you out of yourself.
Mhm.
And I think it connects to that creative spark that is our life force, you know, so
Yeah.
it gives us power. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Go see Clementine live when she's in your city. Go read her book. It's been such a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It was
Thank
really
you. Come back
fun. Yeah.
anytime. When we're in a studio and you're in South Carolina, come play for us.
Okay. Okay. I will. I hope we
Perfect.
get out there.
Good. We'll be right back after this, everyone.
Listen, everyone needs a co-conspirator to reimagine their lives and uncover the opportunities in the challenges they face. If you are looking for the place where hope meets possibility and you are ready to create a life of meaning despite the diagnosis, look no further. Helen is a certified professional coach with a background in medical research and an autoimmune diagnosis who brings compassion, empathy, and your best interests to every conversation. Learn more about coaching with Helen at helensampsonmullen.com.
Oh, we're back. Don't forget to go to where did it go? To our gift guide at makeyourdayricher.com/shop for all of your holiday needs. This coffee is one of them. Mount Comfort Coffee. Amazing. Use it every day from 4 a.m. until about 6 p.m. So check that out, would you? All right. On tomorrow's show, we are crocheting with Brizzo. That is correct. Well, I'm not crocheting, but he is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching that. So we're going to talk to Brizzo tomorrow on an all new episode. Thank you all so much. Nobody does this, but if you're looking at every single name that comes at the end of this show, you'll see that we have more names added because we have amazing, supportive guests and fans of this show. If you're not coming on the show, but you'd like to support it, you could buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher. It's a great way to support this show so we can continue to bring you more amazing people every day of the week. I love you all so much. Go make your day richer. Go make someone else's day richer. You've made mine by watching the show, and I, of course, love you for it. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.